To bring red light cameras back to Encinitas.
A Carlsbad math teacher was arrested this morning on charges of child pornography. I have a statement from the district and reaction from students.
Crossing the Pacific Ocean alone. One blind sailor's undertaking the journey.
GLP-1 use is on the rise, and so are overdoses. We hear from a mom whose daughter ended up in the hospital.
7 marathons on 7 continents.
In 7 days.
Meet the Poway teacher who's running around the world.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts now.
A group in Encinitas is looking to make city streets safer after a series of tragedies. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. Safe Streets Encinitas is working to get red light cameras installed in different locations in the city. CBS 8's Steffi Roche is tracking this story for us tonight. She joins us live from Encinitas. Steffi, what are you hearing?
Well, Safe Streets Encinitas wants the city to move forward with installing the red light cameras, and the issue is going to be discussed at an upcoming meeting on February 9th at the Encinitas Mobility and Transportation Safety Commission meeting. The group argues that under a new California law, SB 720, red light camera policies are improved, more effective, fair, and focused on safety. The group is proposing red light cameras be installed, sorry, the train's going by right now, be installed at Encinitas Boulevard in El Camino Real and Lucadia, both sites where the city used to have red light cameras. Laura Van Dusen is a founding member of Safe Streets Encinitas. She says the group was founded and this effort began after a series of deadly crashes, including one that claimed the life of 12-year-old Emery Shalakian.
It really just wants to focus on safety and have drivers pay attention to driving safely, and Encinitas needs that really badly. We need to make sure that drivers know that reckless driving will not be tolerated and that people need to pay attention and follow the rules of the road.
Now, under the previous red light camera system in Encinitas, it made enforcement difficult. One issue mentioned was there were no guardrails for how ticket revenue was used. But advocates say SB 720 could finally give local leaders the tools to install red light cameras and save lives. And we're going to have more on this new law and this topic tonight at 10 on the CW and 11 on CBS. But for now, reporting live from downtown Encinitas, I'm Steffi Roche, CBS 8.
Right now, from one street safety effort to another, California officials and AAA are raising awareness about California's updated Slow Down, Move Over law. The law took effect at the beginning of the year. It requires drivers to slow down and move over for any other driver stopped with their hazard or emergency lights on. This is an expansion of a previous law that was focused on protecting first responders, tow operators, and others. Today we heard from one man who worked alongside a tow truck driver who was fatally hit while on the job.
When a driver approaches a worker on the highway or anyone servicing a person in need, keep in mind that he is also a father, a grandfather, an uncle, a brother, or someone's son.
AAA says about 350 people die each year in situations that involve disabled vehicles.
A Carlsbad High School math teacher is in jail facing charges of possession of child sexual abuse material. 55-year-old Joseph Anthony Zybert was booked into county jail this morning.
CBS 8's Alex Cheney has been tracking this story. He joins us live from Carlsbad with details. Alex.
Yeah, that's exactly right. All the students that I spoke to today really just had a mix of shock and disgust when they heard that news about math teacher Joseph Anthony Zybert. It was an investigation by the California Department of Justice that started back in September, and then the arrest was made today. What started as a normal school day at La Costa Canyon High School in Carlsbad turned into a shock for students and staff.
Zybert thing? What a weirdo.
The California Department of Justice arrested 55-year-old math teacher Joseph Anthony Zybert this morning on 2 charges of possession of child pornography on his desktop and his cell phone, and 1 charge of attempted purchase of child pornography. The school district confirmed it happened off campus. Students leaving campus for lunch today were disturbed by the news.
He's teaching minors, and then he has minors naked on his phone. So that makes me really uncomfortable.
I just want to say it makes me feel very uncomfortable that I go to the school and there's just like people with child pornography on their phone. It's just a little weird.
The San Dieguito School District sent out a statement about Zybert, saying the school district initially removed Zybert from class in September after being notified about the start of the investigation, saying, quote, "While the district was not provided with any specifics at the time, Mr. Zybert was immediately removed from the classroom and placed on administrative leave." And went on to say, "This news is deeply disturbing, and the district hopes justice will be served." California Attorney General Rob Bonta said in a statement about the arrest, quote, "When someone who is entrusted with the care of our youth is revealed to be harboring child sexual abuse material, it is not only a crime, but also a betrayal of trust." The Carlsbad Police Department said they have no additional details at this time. Students saying Zybert's arrest will have a lasting impact.
It's just crazy. It's crazy that all this can just happen like right under our noses, and that this is just like, we all have to live with this now. We're all gonna remember this for the rest of our lives.
Zybert is due in Vista Court for his arraignment on Friday. Reporting live, I'm Alex Cheney. Back over to you.
Thanks, Alex. New developments tonight. Larry Milietti's murder trial has been delayed again.
Larry is accused of murdering his wife, Maya, who disappeared 5 years ago. Maya, a mother of 3, was last seen at her home in Chula Vista. Her body has never been found. Larry's original trial date was set for September of 2023. Today, his defense attorneys once again requested another delay, citing their own personal family losses, a death in one of their families, and said they need more time to prepare. Maya's sister, Mary Chris Droulet, made an emotional plea begging the judge not to grant the defense attorney's request.
Please, on behalf of my parents whose health is failing, on behalf of my family, and in behalf of Maya's children, for Laura, Mela, and Lazarus, please do not allow another delay. Please allow this case to move forward while my parents are still here.
Despite her emotional plea, the judge did grant another delay, and the trial date has now been moved from March to May. A proposed tax on empty second homes and vacation rentals will not move forward after a heated vote at City Hall. The San Diego City Council's Rules Committee voted down the plan after hours of emotional public comment. The proposal would have taxed vacant second homes and some vacation rentals up to $120,000 a year. Chambers were packed, with supporters arguing the tax could bring in millions of dollars and free up housing, while opponents warned it would hurt families, small property owners, and tourism.
They're struggling under the weight of a housing crisis. Attainable, affordable homes that once were available to working class people have been hoarded by corporations and out-of-town investors.
Despite last-minute changes to narrow the proposal, the committee voted no, killing the measure for now.
The San Diego Unified School Board is moving forward with plans to house teachers and support staff. Last night, the board approved another 700 affordable housing units. This comes just one day after approving nearly 1,700 units. In total, that would mean nearly 2,500 homes for district employees. Those units will be built on district-owned properties from Old Town to Linda Vista, with rents based on income. And today, San Diego Unified announced updated human trafficking prevention practices in hopes of making it easier for victims in the district to come forward. The district is refreshing staff training on warning signs and response techniques in a webinar next month. They warn students most at risk of being exploited include the unhoused, students of color, and those who identify as LGBTQ+. Also, students, parents, and staff can now report suspected cases through a new online portal, which may encourage more people to speak up.
Will be received by someone on our team who has the expertise in human trafficking and the capacity to respond with empathy and resources.
The district also plans to launch a campaign to educate students and their families about human trafficking and to remind them where to go for help.
Today, county supervisors voted for an ordinance that restricts federal access to county facilities without a warrant. This ordinance requires multiple actions, including judicial warrants for federal agents to access non-public areas of county property, an annual report on Homeland Security activity, and their interactions with the county sheriff, and signs in multiple languages that advise visitors of their rights. This takes effect in 30 days.
California lawmakers are introducing more legislation aimed at increasing state safeguards around immigration enforcement.
CBS 8 State Matters political reporter Jenny Huh reports from Sacramento with the details.
Continuing the slew of immigration-related bills introduced just this week are two new proposals that would go after corporations in California that contract with ICE for business.
If you are going to impose this kind of terror on our state and on our people, we are going to tax you for the pain and harm that you're causing.
That's the goal of AB 1633 by Democratic Assemblymember Matt Haney to place a 50% tax on corporate profits from detention operations. That money will be redirected to immigration services like legal representation.
This is how ICE is expanding its attacks on Californians.
The bill targets for-profit private prison companies, CoreCivic, which operates 2 detention centers in California, and Geo Group, which operates 4. MTC, Management and Training Corporation, another private for-profit corporation, also has a facility.
Who operates these centers? Corporate greed. Now that corporate greed goes all the way into the Trump White House.
According to the American Civil Liberties Union of Northern California, these corporations make hundreds of millions annually by contracting with ICE.
The federal government is allowed to enter into these contracts. We are not able to tell them that they cannot do that even within our state.
If they don't want to pay taxes,
you can leave. You can leave our state.
Democratic Assemblymember Alex Lee is working on the No Tax Breaks for ICE Contractors Act, a bill complementary to AB 1633.
Corporations that do business in California can choose. They can either get their tax breaks from California or get their profits from ICE. They get to choose.
Lee says his bill encourages businesses to pivot to different profit avenues.
There are lots of things that they can do legally and more ethically, and we would encourage that.
In response, a representative of CoreCivic, Geo Group, and MTC tells us contractors have partnered with both Democratic and Republican administrations and, quote, contractors do not make arrests, do not decide the length of detention, and play no role in determining the legal status of individuals in their care. And again, the determination of California Democrats is really visible as they continue encouraging congressional Democrats to vote for a government shutdown if that would guarantee the Department of Homeland Security receives no additional funding. At the state capitol, Jenny Huh, CBS 8.
Thanks, Jenny. A new lawsuit challenges California oil drilling restrictions as state lawmakers clash over refinery shutdowns.
We'll have those details still ahead, plus a warning from a Southern California mom after her young daughter overdosed on weight loss drugs.
And a San Diego sailor is getting ready for an unpredictable journey, and he's doing it blind and by himself.
We had lots of high clouds in our forecast for today. We had a lot of temperatures that were in the 60s and 70s across the county. We had 69 degrees today for Ramona, also talking about those 60s along the coast with some 70s popping up for like La Mesa as well as Fallbrook. We're gearing up for a big warm up and a whole lot less cloud cover starting tomorrow. Details ahead.